Alright guys, real quick, this is a 2012, I want to say, model van. Guys, customer in for the turn signal don't work, and they right. Turn signal are not working even though the bulbs are good. Guys, this is what irks me about customers, okay? Let me tell y'all, I spent an hour or two trying to figure out what's going on with this car. Now, because I can duplicate it and I went ahead and replaced bulbs anyway, the crazy thing is they neglect to tell me that they just replaced this TIPM. They just had it replaced at another shop. I guess the shop couldn't figure out what's going on, so they told the customer to take it to the dealer. Well, it's at the dealer, guys. Funny thing or weird thing about this TIPM, when you first install one, you may have to reconfigure the wiring, okay? Yes, the turn signal is not going to work if the TIPM is configured differently. All right, yes, I've seen this problem before. I will have to take this TIPM off and go in and repair some connectors, move some wiring around. Y'all stay tuned. I'll show you what I'm talking about, man. This pisses me off when they don't tell me the story. Alrighty, guys. Now, I have since calmed down. Yes, guys. I'm sorry. That just irks me, man. Tell me, this is why history of vehicles are so important, guys, to mechanics. Once they have a sense of a history that had just been done, they can pretty much put two and two together, especially depending on what the complaint is. You can compare the history to the complaint, and some guys will go ding 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 ding. Okay, it's making sense. I know exactly what to look at. That way you avoid countless hours of scratching your head confused and not knowing what's going on. I was about to sell them 3-4 hours wiring repair because I can't figure out, or I don't know why the bulb is not working even though it's a new bulb, and I have I've owned it from here to here and everything is good. Yes, it wasn't until I noticed this looked fairly new and I had them call and ask what's been done. Yeah, TIPM, this is a brand new TIPM. And that only happens on brand new TIPM. I thought these was on back order. Okay, yes, once you install it, think about it for a second, guys. Once you install something and then something all of a sudden now don't work, when you put two and two together, I don't care who you are, when your brain's kind of function toward, maybe it has something to do with what I just installed. But wait a minute, it's brand new, it can't be bad. And they may have a point from that standpoint. Yes, it can't, that doesn't mean it's bad, but that may mean you need to do some configuration or some flashing, if people call it. Some people will tend to say, oh, take it to the dealer, you got to get it flashed. No, man, you don't have to flash a damn TIPM. Get the hell out of here. Okay, now I've done some research and I found what I needed to do. Now I wrote up my estimate. They got to pay for this. This is gonna, hey man, you gotta look, guys. I'm not being a hard ass. It's just that I hate when my time is being wasted. My time, I've wasted. They're allocated to an hour diagnostic anyway. Now what's confusing to me is why is somebody paying diagnostic time because their turn signal don't work. Y'all know the drill. You turn the turn signal on. If it's blinking fast, typically a bulb is blown out, right? I'm no different than anybody else. I suspect the same thing. Oh wow, this is gonna be an easy hour. This is gonna be real easy. It just need a bulb. Get to the bulb and find out the filament is still there. It's not blown. Oh my goodness, here we go again. So yeah, my whole point is I hate my time being wasted. So I found some data on what you should do to this TIPM in the event that you have this problem after, mind you, after you install a new TIPM. This is a full video. This is not a short. So what I'm going to have to do is remove this connector right here. This is under the bottom of the TIPM. And as you can see, I'm going to have to move cavity 11 to cavity 9 or vice versa. I'm going to have to follow instructions, basically. Yeah, the whole thing. So basically, the newer TIPMs coming from the factory now, I have to assume, yeah, this is Mopar coming straight from the factory. I'm going to have to take this connector apart, move some wiring around to different locations. I've seen this before. It's just that I would have put two and two together if the complaint had said, JT, a turn signal don't work. Yeah, another shop just put a TIPM on it. And mind you, this was crazy, guys. This was crazy. When you get a box with a new TIPM in it from Mopar, typically this should be in the box, right? So I'm thinking the mechanic that did it simply grabbed the TIPM out of it and threw the box and the instructions away. If that's not irresponsible, I don't know what the hell else is. That is totally irresponsible. Instructions, guys, don't ever think you're so good to where you do not have to read instructions. Yes, guys, Okay, there are some things you don't know on everything that you do. All right, if it's a piece of paper in that box, damn it, eyeball it. The fuel pump for the Chargers and the Challenger. There are instructions in that fuel pump package that says you have to rewire this connector. What do other mechanics do? What do other guys do? Simply take the pump out the box and put it on, and now wonder why their car won't start. Because you didn't go far enough to follow instructions, because you have the big head to where you think you already know everything. I got out of that. I was like that in my younger days. I am mature and older and wiser now. So guys, let me take a break real quick, grab some tools. First thing first, get this battery off, get this TIPM out, gain access to this connector, and read it. Yes, I don't know this by heart. Do what I need to do, and then we're going to check these turn signals afterwards, make sure everything works. All right, hold tight. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, let's get started. I'm not going to be able to do this step by step, but we'll go over a few things. I have this terminal, this cavity right here out. So what we're supposed to do now is simply follow instructions. Identify cavity 7 of the C4 connector. If the wire in cavity 7 is white with a tan, proceed to the next step. Alright, where's cavity 7? Cavity 7 is right here. That is this wire right here. It says if it is white with a tan, proceed to next step. Let's look at this connector. Cavity 7 is right here, and lo and behold, y'all can see that it is white with a tan strip on it. So it says I am to proceed to the next step. Let's do the next one. Identify cavity 9 of the C4 connector. If the wire in cavity 9 is white with a light green, proceed to the next step. Alright, where's cavity 9? Cavity 9 should be right here. If it is white with light green, I am to proceed to the next step. Let's look over here. Cavity 9 right here. As you can see, it is white. Yes, simple. White with light green, with a light green tracer. Identify cavity. Did I do this one? Identify cavity 11 of the C4 connector. And guys, if the wire in cavity 11 is white with orange, or there is no wire, continue to the next step. Where's cavity 11? Right here. That should be the one in here. Okay. If the wire is white with an orange tracer, or there is no wire, let's take a look. Imagine that. There is no wire in cavity 11. Alright, so proceed to the next step. Okay, what we down to this one? Identify cavity 16. If the wire in cavity 16 is white and yellow, or white with black wire, or there is no wire present, proceed to the next step. Cavity 16 right here should be white or yellow, or nothing at all. And ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing in cavity 16. So I am to proceed to the next steps. Okay, I already got this off. Using a suitable tool, I already got that removed. Okay, install. I am to remove some wires, guys. It's simple. Follow instructions if you're doing this. I'm not going to regurgitate everything I need to do, because I need to get this out of here. So I'm going to pull a few terminals out and move them over like the instructions say. The instruction that's included in the box, mind you, that the other mechanic didn't bother to read. All right. So let me follow these instructions. Let me go to another break. When I get back, we'll go to the next step. All right, hold tight. Alrighty, guys. I have all my terminals. Oh, this thing having a hard time focus. I have all my terminals in the right slot. So it's time for me to put the little cap back on. Make sure you get it in the right. Make sure it goes through. You got to be very careful. Okay, get that right. Pop that in place, and guys, we should be good to go. I'm gonna wrap this up with tape. I'm going to install this TIPM and go on. We're gonna recheck these turn signal, guys. Hopefully it'll be fine. All I did was rewire the connector to compensate for the reconfigured TIPM. TIPM stands for Totally Integrated Power Module. Okay, this took the role of a lot of other body modules or engine modules that was under the hood, like front control module, headlight module. It has a huge responsibility, guys. It controls the fan operation, controls a lot of things. So this is very important. All right, so let me get this TIPM wire back up and recheck these lights. Let's get it. Alrighty, guys, let's do this. All right, now let's check. Hey, I can see the light blinking in the front and the rear. Turn signal is working. That tire light is on because there's an internal tire sensor code. They don't want to fix that. They much rather they turn signal work, and I don't blame them. Guys, I'm done. It's fixed. Okay, and in fact, I forgot to bring this up, guys. That remember, because this is turn signals are monitored by a module called the TIPM. There was, in fact, fault codes in the TIPM related to turn signal. Okay, so that's the giveaway there also. That's what I'm saying about the DIY guy or another shop. If he have no scan tool that can access that TIPM, he gonna have a hard time figuring out what's going on, guys. It's looking bleak for DIY guys in the future, guys. You're gonna almost have to have a real good scan tool to diagnose these cars. Okay, so I just want to point out that the car is fixed. Yes, I had the charger for my so it's just simple as that, guys. That's all I have, man. Thanks for watching.